Hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So we got a lot going on this afternoon. I just got home from a farmer's market a little while ago. Well, I did take a nap. But anyway, I've got a cow out here that looks like she is getting really close to having a baby. So let's go out and check on her. And we have let an enterprise go. We have stopped doing a certain group of animals here on the farm. Hang out with me for a little bit and I'll tell you what that is, why we let it go, and how you should be deciding what works for you and what doesn't work for you on your particular farm or homestead. So hang on with me for a little bit. We've had a bad day. We went to the vet and got fixed. Oh my, we're so pitiful. You okay, Maggie? Let's go check on Reuben. Hey, Rube. Have you had a bad day too? Oh, you got the cone of shame on. I'm sorry. Poor fella. What you doing over here?
Well, I'm starting a fire for the puppies.
Kind of pitiful, ain't they?
They've had a bad day.
Maggie,
she's just plumb pissed at me.
she is not her normal feisty self, is she?
Not at all.
Old Reuben over here, he ain't looking a whole lot better. Got that cone of shame on.
He's trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But now Maggie, she's plumb pitiful.
Yeah. Well, we're going to build them a fire. We're going to leave them. We're going to go do chores and leave them here in the shop by themselves.
Yeah.
Just let them have some quiet time, rest, recuperate. Poor fella. I think they need a good night's rest and sleep some of this anesthesia off. Bless your heart. Poor baby.
Look at her. This is not normal at all.
Somebody had asked if we could make the dog stop barking.
Here you go.
Here you go. I don't think this is what they meant.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
All right, Sophie, let's go since they're having such a hard time. Come on, jump in. Come on. All right, so the part that I filmed about the healers having their surgery, I'd done that yesterday, but I've left them in the shop. They're having a pretty good day today. So we're gonna go out and feed the cows. I've got one that is absolutely pregnant, and when we checked her a little while ago, she looked like she was real close to going into labor and giving birth. So let's take them a roll of hay. We're gonna go check on her and see how she's doing. Been thinking she's gonna have that baby here now for 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe today's the day. I don't know. Y'all gonna find out with me. Give y'all an update on the sawmill shed, moving the sawmill out here. Previous video I asked about what did y'all think about putting the sawmill over in this area. Got a lot of really good feedback on that. Really appreciate folks' comments. Think we're going to go with the long way orientation for now, and we'll see how that works. The nice thing about this mill is if we don't like that, we can turn it and go the other way. But, and I'll try to post a little bit of footage from that initial or from that last video here now, but we have really cleaned this up. I mean, we've got rid of a lot of stuff. I've got my big box back there. We got to go through that. Some things in there that we want to keep, stuff we won't throw away. May actually keep the box. Sandra talked about that. May keep the box and use that for storage. Still got this old table that needs to go, an old trunk, and all this water hose here. Some of it is good, some of it is not. So we're going to hose test it. We're going to hook it up to the hydrant, put some pressure to it, see what works, see what doesn't. Get rid of the junk and keep the good stuff, because we always need water hose around here. After that, it's just a matter of getting these tarps up, and then I'm thinking about coming in with the tractor. It's pretty level. There's a little bit of a dip over there. Bring the tractor in, smooth this out, maybe put me another load or two of gravel in here so that we've got a nice clean surface to work off of, nice clean surface to walk on, nice smooth surface to walk on, and I think we'll be off and running. So, had farmer's market this morning. Sandra had delivery, and then I came back and got in the chair and went horizontal for just a few minutes. So, I'm a little behind. Go ahead and cut the strings off of this using my real Benchmade knife. Now, I got a lot of comments on that video, and that video is actually doing well. It's still being watched a lot, but I got a lot of comments. A lot of folks were real nice, good knife. Sorry you got snookered, sorry you got cheated or scammed or whatever. And then there were some people that were just nasty about stuff. I had one guy say, "You spent $200 on a knife, you got scammed to begin with." Well, first off, the dude couldn't spell, and I told him people that can spell sometimes have a little bit of disposable income and can buy something nice. But anyway, most everybody was really nice. And also, a couple of days ago, Sandra and I went to the North Carolina Farm Show. It was held at the fairgrounds, North Carolina Fairgrounds in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we ran into, I bet, probably 10 or 15 people that recognize us from watching these videos. And I didn't get everybody's name, but if we saw you at the farm show, I want to give you a big shout out. Appreciate you stopping us, talking to us, telling us about what you were doing. One guy was telling us about his pigs. Another guy was telling us about how we'd encouraged him to get into farming and all that kind of thing. And we really appreciate that. And if you ever see us out in public, please feel free to stop us and say hello. We love meeting folks that watch the videos and hearing what y'all got going on, and just putting names and faces with people that leave comments and watch the videos. It means a lot to us. So don't ever be afraid to stop us and say hello. One other thing real quick on the knife. I had a lot of people that were saying that they wouldn't buy Benchmade knives because of their political stance. And I didn't know what Benchmade knife's political stance was. And if you're in business, I don't know that it's a good idea for folks to know what your political affiliation always is. Because no matter what it is, you're going to offend half the people that buy from you. So we've always made it a policy to not talk about what our politics are. But today, I'm going to make an exception and tell y'all what my political beliefs are and who I'm voting for president. So this year in 2024, I'm voting for let's check on this big mama out here. There you go. So this is her right here. Yeah, let's get out of this sun. Man, that sun makes it hard to film videos. This is her right here. And a while ago, she was laying down by the fence, off by herself. So a couple things that tell us that she is pretty close to calving. Number one, she's big as a house. Hey there, little buddy. And number two, if we come back here to the hind side, you can see that her vulva is extremely swollen. Very swollen, actually. Her tail is laying off to one side, and she is really bagging up. I don't know how well that's going to show up on video, but her udders are really, really bagging up big. So we think she's close. I'm surprised she's not had it. My expectation would be that she will probably have it tonight, and we'll probably find it in the morning. We'll keep a check on her into the evening and kind of see how she does. I'm sorry about this light, y'all. Too late in the day to be trying to film a video outside, I guess. But anyway, that's her, pregnant mama. I expect her to calve, man, soon. I mean, real soon, before you can bake a cake. And this little girl right here, I'm gonna talk about her real quick. On the last video, had a lot of folks commenting that there was another cow, bigger calf, that was nursing on the mama of this calf right here. And honestly, y'all, that had been the first time that I had seen that behavior, and I've not seen it since. This calf is, I forget how old she is now. She's better than a week, maybe 2 weeks. But she seems like she's growing, she's doing well. I think she's getting plenty of milk. Really not very worried about it. This calf right here, she's a couple months old, 234. She's a couple of months old, and that bigger calf behind her right there has been in here. She got plenty of milk. I mean, I know mamas can be different, but she got plenty of milk and is doing fine. This little guy's doing fine. And I know in pigs, based on my experience, milk stealing is a real thing, and you can lose an entire litter of piglets because of milk stealing. And I'm sure that's the same in cows. I just don't have near as much experience in dealing with baby cows and mama cows and all that kind of thing as I do in pigs. And that goes back to talking about why we're more of a finishing operation and not a cow-calf deal. Number one, space. Number two, that's not really my niche. And number three, I don't need all that baby mama drama. I like bringing these animals in at 700-800 pounds, putting them on grass and finishing them. Product to the customer. That's just what I like doing. That's my favorite part. But for that calf that the mama was getting, another cow was nursing on it. She was coming in from behind. She was on those hind teats. That's the first and only time I've seen that behavior. Of course, I don't stay out here with them 24/7, but I'm really not very worried about it. I think we're probably okay. But I appreciate folks' comment, pointing that out. We'll keep an eye on it. If we see a problem, we'll make an adjustment as we need to. All right, we got that roll of hay out, and everybody's munching on it. Saul and I were talking when we came out and checked on that cow earlier, that this has been probably the best group, the most enjoyable group of livestock that we've ever cared for. Nobody's been fussy. We've not had any bullies. Nobody's been mean. We've not had any problems. I did have one that kept wanting to get under the fence and go eat the rabbit food whenever we had the rabbits out here in the field, but we cured that with a second wire. But I mean, they've just been so easy to care for. Nobody's been a big problem. And I think that's the key to having a pleasurable farming experience, is have animals that are easy to manage, that you can care for, and aren't gonna drive you crazy. And I also want to let y'all know about the rabbits. We have decided to get out of rabbits. So we sold all of our brood stock, cages, drinkers, feeders, our hairpins that were running out on the field, and the rabbits are now gone, and we're not doing rabbits anymore. And on the rabbits, that was a project that Sandra wanted to undertake, and we decided to undertake it and went with it for, gosh, I guess we had them a year. Yeah. I think we had the rabbits around a year. And it ended up being something that we just didn't necessarily enjoy or like or fit into, what we were doing here. Rabbits are a great enterprise to get into. They're small, easy to manage. You can manage them out on grass. And it's not that they're difficult. But it was just something that we didn't particularly enjoy or want to spend a whole lot of time doing. And that brings up a point that I think needs to be made, particularly to folks that are just starting out. You can watch YouTube videos and you see guys doing pasture poultry, you see guys doing pigs on pasture, you see guys doing cattle, you see guys doing rabbits. And it's real easy to kind of fall into this trap of thinking, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that. And then you kind of get yourself stuck doing a little bit of everything. First off, you don't have to do everything. Start with one thing and learn that one thing, and whenever you're good at it, move on to another thing if you want to do another thing. You don't have to start out doing rabbits and chickens and pigs and cows and goldfish and everything all at once. We started out with chickens and pigs all in the same week with zero experience, and that was not a good idea. You know, we had zero experience. We didn't know anything about either one of the enterprises, anything about either one of the animals, and we made a lot of mistakes, and that just is not a good model. I think it's a better idea to pick one thing, learn that thing, get somewhat efficient at it, and then move on to the next. And the other point about that is, if you start something and then you don't like it, it's okay to stop. It's okay to let it go. If you get into doing pigs and you decide, well, man, pigs are just, they're too much work, they tear up my land too bad, they're too expensive to feed, I can't sell pork, whatever the case may be, it's okay to let that go. Let something go that you don't like and reinvest that time, that energy, and those dollars into something that you do enjoy. You know, don't just stick with something because that's what everybody's doing or that's what you think that you need to do, or you know, fill in the blank for your reason. But don't be afraid to just let something go. And in this farming thing, homesteading thing, it's perfectly okay to switch up, change up, and do things that you enjoy, things that bring you pleasure, things that can make you money, and things that just work for you on your property. So I think that's probably what I would have to say about that. Don't do everything because everybody's doing it, and don't stick with something just because you started it. All right, it's getting kind of late, about to run out of daylight. I'll go back out and check that cow here after a while, see how she's doing. It'll probably be 3 in the morning while I'm asleep. Fortunately, it's not supposed to get too awful cold tonight, so I think she should be okay if she does calve, as long as she don't have any problems, but we shall see. Sandra asked me a while ago, so what if she has problems? I don't know. I've never had a cow to calve that had problems, and I don't have the equipment to pull a calf. So fingers crossed that she can do what the good Lord intended for her to do on her own. So anyway, like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.